We got to make sure we make those phone calls, write letters to the editor, and protest as much as we can. Christian Sakers, y'all, yeah!
Thank you, Harold. Well, we're here to remind them that you don't go to Congress to represent yourself and your friends. You go to Congress to represent us. And those tax cuts for the rich are hurting the middle class and working Americans. What we need is something that will help millions of Americans whose jobs have disappeared during these tough economic times. In the Charlottesville area, unemployment has just started to go down. It's going to be a long, slow road. And without some protection for the folks who haven't yet been able to find work, more homes in our community will be lost to foreclosure, more businesses will suffer because people can't afford to go shopping, and our local economy will stall out still further. We can't afford to leave the unemployed out in the cold by allowing unemployment benefits to expire right before the holidays. Unemployment benefits keep hundreds of local families afloat, and they in turn pay taxes and support local businesses, helping to fuel our economic recovery. If Congress can bail out banks and auto companies because they understand that the economy can't function without them, surely they can understand the importance of short-term bailouts for consumers who make this economy work.
Now's the time, we can't wait, we're the other 98. Now's the time, we can't wait, we're the other 98.
We are here today to call on Congress to do the right thing and to support working families by ending the tax cuts for the richest 2% of Americans, extending unemployment benefits for the 2 million Americans who lose them in this coming week.
That's right. So we ask Congress today, I do, and I beg for 2 million people plus to extend it for 1 more year. Let the job rate go back up. Give us an opportunity to go back to work. We put into it, we earned it, we deserve it.
It's so important that Congress extend unemployment benefits.
That's right, yeah!
Many families are relying on unemployment benefits to stay afloat. And while they struggle to keep their benefits, members of Congress are actually discussing extending the Bush tax cuts for the wealthiest 2% of Americans. Something doesn't add up. Extending the Bush tax cuts for the wealthiest 2% will give those who make over $250,000 a greater tax cut than those who don't make that annual income. This is crazy.
That's right.
Why would we give a tax cut to the very people who don't need tax breaks? They can afford to pay taxes, right?
Yeah!
It's the working families that are struggling.
It may be that some people in Congress think that ordinary people will benefit from these tax cuts for the ultra-rich. After all, they make a lot of money. A lot of them come from money, so all their relatives have money. And the lobbyists that they hang out with, well, they've got money. Surely that's everybody, right?
Don't let us go to the poorhouse.
That's right.
You know, save us, help us. You know, it's families, it's kids at stake. My kids at stake, other people's kids at stake. And we need this unemployment.
The decisions that the Congress is going to make in the coming weeks on unemployment benefits and the Bush tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy will have an impact on communities across Virginia. We're calling on Congress to cast their vote for our families and for our communities.
Many say that if we give tax cuts to the wealthy, it will create jobs and trickle down to the rest of us.
No!
We have been waiting for the trickle down.
That's right.
To work for many years. It hasn't worked in the past, so why is it going to work now?
That's right.
The Bush tax cuts for the wealthy has not created a single private sector job. The Bush tax cuts for the wealthy have made the rich get richer and expanded our deficit. Congress helped out big businesses, bankers, and Wall Street. Now it's time for him to help the people.
That's right, yes!
We are asking Congress to extend the federal unemployment insurance program through the end of next year. This will protect millions who are out of work through no fault of their own. It also will put money directly into local economies. In addition, we support permanent tax relief for 98% of all tax-paying Americans now by extending the tax cuts for those earning under $250,000 a year. Please call your congressman. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening, and happy Thanksgiving.
You know, we got a lot of things to be thankful for, but especially thankful that we are living and surviving. And we've got to make sure Congress extend the employment benefits for those who are going to need it. If we don't do anything, there's going to be 5 million people after April with nothing. So we got to keep continuing. What do we want?
Jobs!
When do we want them?
Now!
What do we want?
Jobs!
What do we want them?
Now!
What do we want?
Jobs!
When do we want them?
Now!
What do we want?
Jobs!
When do we want them?
Now!
What do we want?
Jobs!
What do we want them?
Now!
What do we want?